Well, at the advice of counsel and friends, I can't elaborate on the events that occurred on the morning of September 14th. Right now, we've got to go through the process, and as a result of that process, it will come out what transpired. So I can't comment on that right now.
Can you at all tell us why you were driving with a suspended license, expired plates, no registration?
Well, there again, I cannot comment.
First question that I want to ask you, are you going to resign from your position on the school board after this incident?
No.
Why not?
We're so close to the election, 6 weeks away. I feel that, I have done an excellent job on the Fort Wayne Community School Board. I've represented my district in the interests of my constituents and fought for kids. I've brought about policies that have ensured the kids from an from an insurance perspective. I still would like to continue in that service.
Are you still planning to run in November for your school board seat?
Yes. Campaign, I guess, as a result of the 14th, got kicked off. I need to apologize to my constituents for any distraction and to the kids. And I would like to say that, I take ownership of my actions, and I can only move forward thus far.
What do you think your chances of winning are in November now that this has happened?
Well, I hope the people who go to the polls understand, in essence, what this election represents. It represents change. In the next 4 years, we'll be getting a new superintendent. Wendy's contract was for 5 years. At the end of the 4th year, we'll be looking at a new superintendent. There's other issues that the public is not aware of. I had brought about on Monday's meeting the full disclosure and term limits. The full disclosure represented those who are on Wendy's cabinets, the superintendent and board members, to fully disclose entities that they currently sit on, be it boards, financial interests. What I see in the future is candidates who have no qualms in outsourcing jobs for FWCS, and I'm against outsourcing. I was against the outsourcing for the custodians. I am against outsourcing transportation, and I'm really afraid that my kids, our kids, will be catching the CityLink bus in the future to go to school. I'm afraid that teachers will lose jobs as a result of school closings. So these are some of the things that I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about our nutrition staff being outsourced. So there's a lot of things here that the community needs to be aware of, and I believe some of my concerns do not want to be brought to the surface.
This isn't the first time you've been arrested.
No.
1997, 2001, and OWI in 2001. Some people are going to look at this and say, you have a problem. How do you address that?
I think right now I can't comment on that because tied to the 14th. So I would like to, but I don't think it would be prudent right now.
But as an elected official, it's the third time that you've had a run-in with the law. You represent the second largest school district in the state.
Soon to be the first on the 17th.
Okay. Soon to be the first on the 17th. What do you say to your constituents who say that you have a problem? I mean, what can you say to them?
Oh, I can say to them that they're misdemeanors. And that's what they are, misdemeanors. I take full responsibility for my actions.
What can you do to try to re-earn any of their trust that you may have lost?
Keep fighting for what I was voted and put on the board to do, to represent their interests. At no time have I never not represented my constituents' interests and championed their ideals.
This school board has been under a lot of scrutiny the last couple of years because of some tough decisions that you guys have had to make. What kind of distraction or image do you think this gives the school board? It looks to me like it may just be one more reason where people can pick fault at this school board. I mean, do you see it that way?
I think we have to look at what we've accomplished thus far in the last 4 years and the changes that we brought about in the classroom and the dynamic things that we've done as a board, as a seven-member board thus far, and the continuation of those things. We've made some dramatic jumps in how we change the ideal of public schools here in our community. It's difficult being as large as we are and trying to garner the success that we have. It's a slow change, but it's happening within our schools. I would like to thank our public information officer, Krista Stockman, for the comments that she made yesterday to the media that Mr. Brown is an elected official and the FWCS at this time respects him as such. I'd like to thank her.
Have you talked to any of your fellow board members?
I had one that I did not have an opportunity to call back, but Becky Hill had called me this morning. You know, Becky is just a sweetheart of the school board, the concerned school board member, no matter what situation you might get in. She's a godsend.
You're going to be talking to your fellow school board members very soon.
Mm-hmm.
What do you expect to say to them next time you all meet together?
That is a personal issue. I apologize for the distraction, but we still have a lot of work ahead of us.
And do you expect to address the public at the next school board meeting?
Yes, I do.
What will you say to the public?
Now, first, I will apologize for the events of the 14th, and we have to go through the system and go on from there.
I know you're apologizing for the distraction, but do you feel like that you've done something wrong?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. It was a dumb attack. Yeah. So I'll say it what it is. It was a dumb attack. So yeah, I'm human. I don't put myself up on a platform to be the upper echelon of anything. I'm working class America, and it was a dumb attack.
Anything else you'd like to say?
Well, I would like to discuss the term limits and the disclosure policy.
Okay.
You know, on Monday's meeting, I addressed the disclosure policy, and the disclosure policy there again was the information that was to be provided or through our policy committee. The term limits was any school board member who is currently an officer could have a maximum of sitting on the board for a period as an officer for 2 years. After 2 years, that officer would be required to go back to the membership as a member of the board before they could accept another position as an officer. There's 7 members on the FWCS School Board, and for the last 4 years it's been basically the same for the members, less, well, basically the 5 school board members, John being the newest member to accept a position as the secretary of the board. The board is about the representation of the community and not the interests of a few.